Hello everybody, I am Jared Ross at GeneaVlogger and welcome back to another Professional Genealogist Reacts. On today's video, I will be reacting to Boris Discovers Royal Family Scandal from Who Do You Think You Are? This is the 5th video of the series. The last episode we saw, he was looking into his defeffel side, so his granny butter. But last he was looking into his ancestor Caroline, who was the daughter of an actress and had an unknown father. I doubt he'll do DNA, but it'd be interesting if he did DNA, because that's one of those things that sometimes maybe you can figure out through DNA, depending on if relatives have tested and how far back you're looking. But really interesting story. This video today is going to be pretty quick, so I won't really say anything else. But before we do jump into the video, please be sure to give this a like and also subscribe and click that bell for notifications on future videos. But with that fun stuff said, let's watch this video.
Boris is on his way to Augsburg, 80 kilometers northwest of Munich, where Charles and Caroline de Pfeffel were married in 1836.
The key thing now is to work out the paternity of Caroline de Pfeffel. Old blonde ringlets here.
To try to find some answers, Boris has come to the Augsburg archive, where Dr. Neimer has arranged to show him a copy of Charles and Caroline's marriage record.
So how bad is it, Doctor? How embarrassing is it?
Interesting.
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 Yeah, that's
Can you read that?
there at the 16th February 1836.
Yes.
Herr Mr. Karl Freiherr von Pfeffel.
Freiherr von Pfeffel.
Okay,
Yeah.
Baron.
Yes.
Born Dresden, 1811. And the bride, Miss Adelaides Pauline von Rottenburg.
And that's Caroline.
That's Caroline.
That's Caroline,
Yeah.
okay.
Born in 1805.
Okay.
So she is
She's older than
6 years old.
her husband.
Yeah. That's the mother. Friederika Port, actress.
That is Schauspieler.
Schauspielerin.
Schauspieler.
Actress. And there is a remark. All records of this marriage the bishop has kept for himself. This is not usual.
What is going on? This is very sinister. All the records of this marriage have been retained by the bishop. Why is the bishop going to such lengths to cover it up?
I wonder if there are records still held from that bishop, and thus he has those papers. That's really interesting, because if there's a personal collection from that bishop as well, and those papers are in there, I wonder if there may be things in that collection that would help him out that you wouldn't really find elsewhere, because it's a personal collection. But whether or not that that bishop's papers and what he held are still here, that's the real question.
She was ordered to do this.
It looks to me as though she was pregnant.
Yes, that's right. She was 5 months pregnant when she married.
But where is Caroline's father?
I don't know.
I mean, there's Frederica Port,
Yeah, it's the mother.
Schauspieler. Wo ist der Vater? Von Caroline.
It's not written there. I can't help you.
This is all top secret. This is a state secret, basically.
It seems so. And I found something very interesting.
You mean that wasn't on the microfiche?
It wasn't on a microfiche. It's page 43. Here are remarks made later by somebody.
Natürlich Vater war Prinz Paul von Württemberg. Aha!
Aha!
Ich habe the mystery gecracked.
Oh my gosh, I've never heard German spoken with such an English accent. That's hilarious. That was great.
Prince Paul von Württemberg.
Yes, he's the father.
And we got the Vater von Caroline.
Yes.
And I suppose you could speculate that because she was branchée, as they say in France, she was connected.
Yeah?
So he's the prince is secretly using his leverage to make sure things turn out okay for his girl.
I think so.
You know, this is all too good to be true, Dr. Nyma. I mean, this stuff in pencil. How do I know the BBC hasn't crept in and worked this to make this show more interesting?
No, they did not do. It was before.
You swear, yeah,
I'm
promise.
sure I know. I keep the records.
Then Prince Paul of Württemberg is my great, 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 great grandfather,
Yes, seems so.
allegedly.
So, if you really want to check it out, you must go to Stuttgart, which is the capital of Württemberg. They should have the papers of Prince Paul.
Okay. Vielen Dank.
Gerne.
Yeah, so this was a really great video. From here, the thing to do to confirm that that is the father is to, as the archivist said, go to Württemberg and find the papers and see, you know, are there records showing not only Carolina, but also showing that she married into the De Pfeffel family. Because then that's your correlating evidence. Another thing to do, obviously, I'm always about DNA, but if he did DNA testing, even if the paper trail does correlate, maybe it's not quite true. And if he did DNA testing and other members of that family did DNA testing, maybe they wouldn't find any relation. But at the same time, if they do DNA testing, more than likely they probably would see a connection if there is correlating evidence, because I'd find it very doubtful that there'd be correlating evidence if it wasn't true. But then again, even if he's listed as the father and thought he was the father, it doesn't necessarily mean he would be the father, as many people have found in their own family histories. Certain people aren't actually the biological father, and it's not often apparent whether or not they even knew that. But this is the kind of interesting stuff that DNA can help you out with if you are doing some sort of family history like this, where if you're researching your family and there's some sort of weird mystery like this where the father's not usually listed, but then you find one entry with the father, and then you're able to find some correlating evidence, but you're not quite sure, is it all correct? Well, you can create a hypothesis of, well, how is it all connected? And then using DNA, you can test that hypothesis. Well, thank you so much for checking out this video. I do hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to give it a like. It really does help me out. You can also click right about here if you'd like to subscribe. It is completely free to do so. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at GeneaVlogger. I'm the GeneaVlogger. I'll see you in my next video.